Welcome to this special Christmas edition of the Angus Report.
We bring you the week's top headlines from the American Angus Association.
We report on events at the National Western Stock Show and Angus Foundation heifer package and what to watch for in Denver.
We bring you extra Christmas cheer from us.
Santa's helping us.
This is the Angus Report.
Hello, I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Crystal Albers, and today we're wishing you a
Merry Christmas!
That's right, we're bringing the families of some of our staff to your family as we celebrate the Christmas season.
You'll hear from John, Hannah, Michael, Carly, and Jenna later in the show.
First, this week's top news. Cattlemen and others in the agriculture community have realized the spirit of giving and reached out to fellow ranchers in South Dakota and other portions of the north central U.S. following the October blizzard that resulted in the deaths of cattle numbering in the estimated tens of thousands. We traveled to South Dakota to visit with one Angus rancher there who experienced firsthand some of the storm's monumental losses and the kindness of the agriculture community.
We've lost cattle to weather before, but not to this extent. There'll be a catastrophe come along. Every once in a while, cattle will go through the ice, or we've been fortunate not to have disease, but I'm concerned about the younger ranchers that's trying to buy a place and get a bunch of cattle put together. And I'm pleased to see a lot of local effort. Different organizations are raising funds to tide them over till they can so they can stay on their feet. There's a group in Montana. He's been taking donations for heifers from neighboring states, and I know for a fact they delivered 400 head to western South Dakota last week, and they've got more to bring, and that's encouraging. And they have the Ranchers Relief Fund that they've been holding rollover auctions at all the auction barns and raising money, and there's no way they can take care of all of the loss monetarily, but if it can just keep them going till give them the courage and the fortitude to go on.
Of course, our thoughts are with breeders like Ingalls and those in South Dakota, Nebraska, and eastern Wyoming rebuilding from the storm. As winter weather comes to most regions of the country, cattle specialists remind producers that good nutrition influences everything from performance to fertility. In the case of pregnant cows, the nutritional value of feedstuffs can also have lifelong effects on progeny.
When producers hear a lot of this work on fetal programming, I think it makes sense because, we can understand it from the human side. We've heard things, like pregnant women aren't supposed to drink or smoke and they need to eat healthy. So it makes sense that what's going on during gestation could have a long-term impact on the offspring. But I think we're really at the tip of the iceberg on finding out how to use this as a potential management tool, at least in regards to the research that we've been conducting on carcass merit. We've completed the study looking at energy restriction mid-gestation, and we've just begun a study looking at protein restriction mid-gestation to see what impacts that might have on the composition of the developing fetus. We also have a project that's kind of in the middle of that we're looking at the mineral side of things to see if we adjusting the source of a few different minerals to see how that impacts growth and development, ultimate performance, and carcass characteristics.
2013 is drawing to a close, but legislators in Washington still debate several lingering policy issues with potential effects on the beef industry. Roger Bernard, policy analyst with Informa Economics, says bipartisan tensions impede progress, while several issues, even beyond the Farm Bill, remain.
Both the House and Senate have approved the Farm Bill, and we're in the negotiation process to iron out the differences between the two, but we're still not at the point yet to where we've got a package ready for both the House and Senate to consider. There's been a lot of other issues too that have kind of come into play here, including the renewable fuel standard. The legislative mandates were put in place in 2007. but a combination of a slow-growing economy, increases in mileage in automobiles have really dramatically reduced the use of gasoline in this country from where they were expecting it to be when their projections were made back in 2007. So they're already scaling back from where we were at, proposing at least to scale back from where we're at in terms of the legislative mandates on ethanol. And that starts translating back through to lower corn prices. EPA is probably going to be making their final decision on that, or putting forth their final proposal. That'll probably happen sometime in the first quarter of 2014 and probably by the latest June. So the first half of next year is when that one should really come to a head.
Bernard spoke at the recent Range Beef Cow Symposium in Rapid City, South Dakota earlier this month. Visit the Angus Journal's rangebeefcow.com to learn more from Bernard's discussion and for complete conference coverage.
Animal agriculture's main purpose is, of course, food production, but farm animals can also be used for healing. Such is the case for many facilities across the country that offer animal-assisted therapy. Therapy that pairs horses, for example, with a disabled child. Soaring Hope Equestrian Center in Easton, Missouri is such a place, and recently our friend and animal handling expert Kurt Pate visited the center.
It's really interesting how a horse is, some horses that are real gentle or some horses that have a real choppy gait will affect autistic children or other problems that kids have. It'll change their behavior, and it'll really do things that therapy just doesn't do. So the horse is the way they move, the way they gait, the interaction that the child plays with the horse does incredible things. When you learn to interact with an animal, it always helps in your interaction with humans.
It helps with like kids with ADHD, autism, things like that. It helps with the deep muscle stimulation. The movement of the horse creates and stimulates that deep muscle stimulation that helps the child to be able to focus on the task at hand. You know, they're kids from all walks of life, and you know, we're educating these children on the care of animals to where, you know, as they get older and they can communicate and tell that, you know, farmers and ranchers do care for their animals. And it's just it's a good feeling to know that you're helping kids, because it's all about giving back. That's what it's all about.
And finally, after you return from your Christmas travel this week, the American Angus Association invites you to tune in to another episode of I Am Angus. The popular documentary series will air Thursday night, December 26th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on RFD TV. Of course, the series highlights ranchers, their customers, and others with a stake in the cattle business and ties to the land and raising food. That's RFD TV, Thursday, December 26th. Check local listings for more information or visit angus.org to watch segments after they air. We go now to some of our special anchors with what you can expect later in the show.
When the Angus Report returns,
We learn a lot about feedlot built on quality. And we have everything you need to know about the upcoming National Western Stock Show in Denver, Colorado.
we'll be right back with the Angus Report.
The Angus Report is brought to you by Merck Animal Health. Why not prevent respiratory disease before it steals from your bottom line? Vista Once protects your calves with the most complete respiratory disease coverage available. And Vision Blackleg vaccines can add 14 pounds per calf at weaning. Contact your veterinarian or animal health supplier today.
Harness the power of the industry's most comprehensive DNA test for Angus cattle, the GeneSeek Angus GGP HD. The GeneSeek Angus GGP HD improves reliability of EPDs in young animals and those with low accuracy EPDs. Adding GeneSeek Angus GGP HD information on a day-old calf is just like adding progeny data, without waiting 2 to 3 years. Because DNA testing is not influenced by environment or management, the GeneSeek Angus GGP HD gives your customer a better view of how that animal will work in their herds. GeneSeek and Igenity, partnering with Angus since 2009 and delivering innovation to the industry. Learn more at neogenagrogenomics.com.
Your herd, your business, your family. You've always protected what matters most, so you know how important vaccinations are for healthy cattle. And with Vista vaccines from Merck Animal Health, you know you're covered. No other vaccine works like Vista. Only Vista gives you complete dual-action pneumonia protection and complete one-dose fetal protection for the entire pregnancy. Protect what matters most. Talk to your veterinarian or animal health supplier about Vista.
Join the team, the Beef Quality Assurance Team. Getting BQA certified shows you're committed to practices that produce the highest quality beef in the world. And by visiting BQA.org, you can take the online certification course at a time that fits your schedule and from the comfort of your home or office. You'll also find lots of helpful tips on improving animal health and animal handling practices. Get certified, BQA certified, because it's about doing the right thing. Visit BQA.org today and become a member of the BQA team.
At 44 Farms, we believe work starts at sunup and doesn't stop until sundown. We believe in order to live off the land, you have to love and respect it. We believe that cattle aren't just raised, they're nurtured. And we believe when you do things right, with honesty and integrity, well, things like quality and consistency happen naturally. 44 Farm Steaks, responsibly raised all-natural beef.
Celebrate the Angus tradition at the Trowbridge Family of Friends Angus Sale at the historic Denver Stockyards, January 16th at 6:30 p.m. during the National Western Stock Show. The sale represents the industry's leading genetics and includes heifer calves, pregnancies, embryo packages, and more. Don't miss the chance to invest in top Angus genetics. Visit trowbridgefarms.com for more info, and we'll see you in the yards. One Sale draws the nation's leading Angus bulls to the National Western Stock Show. One Sale represents the best herd sire prospects from across the country and earns the stamp of the American Angus Association. The National Western Angus Bull Sale. In 2014, the breed's top genetics will gather at the Beef Palace Auction Arena at the National Western Stock Show Complex in Denver, Colorado. Join us at 4 p.m. Wednesday, January 15th, as 49 coming yearlings and 2-year-old bulls from 17 states are offered for auction. Preview bulls beginning at noon. Join us Wednesday, January 15th at 4 p.m. We'll see you in Denver.